Welcome to These Nuts Garage, and today what we're going to be doing is I'm going to give you an update on our camper trailer that we've made out of a 2000 and something Ford Ranger. Alrighty, what we're going to be doing in today's exciting episode is we're going to be getting these rims scuffed, cleaned, and spray painted. Now, these rims right here came off of this 2002 or whatever, I think it is a 2002 maybe, Ford Ranger that we have partially. Now, the plan is when I get this trailer completely done, I'm going to buy another set of rims and tires that match the Bronco, that what we have on our Bronco currently. So that way they all match between the truck and the trailer. And two, the rims will be the same lug pattern, the tires will be the same, and if we have a flat, say on the Bronco, we actually can use tires, the trailer, or vice versa. Because, you know, the back of the Bronco, you are carrying a spare. So if a trailer tire went bad, we could slap that spare on the trailer and keep going till we could get somewhere. Now, also need these tires temporarily, and I'm sorry if there's a lot of wind. There's a storm about to blow in. But I'm also going to need these rims and tires temporarily. Now, I have a set of 32s that I'm going to put on these rims just so that way I can move it around. I still have to go and have the frame welded and all the front end of the trailer made. But I also need to be able to just get it into the, over here by the garage so that way I can clean it. And I got to get all this frame cleaned up, pressure wash it, get it loaded up on a trailer, and it'll sure make it a lot easier if I have some wheels and tires on this trailer. Alrighty, so when it comes to the actual frame of the truck that we're going to be using for the frame of our trailer, I still have to clean it really good and get all this rust off of it as best I can. Like I said, I'm not real too worried about it because what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some rust encapsulator and spray all over the frame and the axle before I put there's probably going to be like a black chassis paint that's going to be on it anyway when it's all said and done. But I still got to clean this up really good. It's been sitting out in here in the weather, so a lot of the rain has already kind of rinsed a lot of that mud and stuff that was on it off. But I still have a lot of places down in the frame and the cross members and stuff like that I need to pressure wash out. So once that's done, we're going to, but like I said, put a rust encapsulator on it and spray paint the frame black. Now, something else that I'm probably going to, I might do, I just don't know yet. I might replace the bushings and the leaf springs with some new ones. But I may not. It's not a big thing on the list. But probably one of the biggest things that I need to do to this part of this frame, other than weld the front of it on, is I had the emergency brake. I left the emergency brake on the axle, and I think I'm going to go ahead and remove that because I wanted to put a handle on the front where I could set the brake like in a car where you have your emergency brake and set it. But what it's doing is it's causing, with it being that it's sitting so much, it's causing one of these, I think it's one of the two hubs to like grab and stick and lock up, and I don't want that to be happening because this thing's going to sit a lot. Goes my neighbor, I guess. It's going to be sitting a lot, and I don't want to keep having that issue. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the brakes completely off of the rear axle, cables, the lines, just get rid of all of that, so that way I don't have to worry with that anymore. Alrighty, so something new that I bought, and I paid like $50 for this camper shell. I looked and looked for a month and could not find one, and I found one that was just like this one, but it was green and it had some bad spots in the back glass was busted out, and I paid like $125 for that thing. And then just driving up the road from my house, this was in a guy's backyard, and I just like, well, I'll just whip in there and see if he wants to sell it. And he did, for $50. So I bought this one for $50. All the glass is in it. It came with the clamps that hold it to the bed. And then two, I sold the other one and I bought for $125 for $125. So, you know, I got out of it what I had in it, but I got a better top for half the price, you know. So this glass right here slides open. It's got the glass on the side of this camper shell slides open. So my ultimate plan with this top is to take it off the band here, sand it down with like 80 grit sandpaper, just kind of knock this down really good, and then clean it up really good. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some Herculiner bed liner that comes in a spray can. I used this on my 78 F350 for the underside of the cab, and it's worked wonderful. So I'm figuring, well, if it'll work on that truck, it'll work on this one. So we're going to paint this will be all black, and then once everything is done, then I'm going to, my plan is to put like a flat roof rack up on the top of this camper shell, so that way if we wanted to carry some kayaks or anything like that, we could actually put them on top of the camper, or if we needed to carry extra tents or whatever, anything extra, we could actually carry up top. Now, the one thing about this camper, if you look towards the back, is that it does kind of stair step up. And what that's going to make it really nice is when we open the camper shell up and we let the tailgate down and we're crawling in and out of this bed of this trailer, it's actually going to give me a little bit more headroom, because I'm like 6 foot tall, and you know, if I'm sitting on inside the camper shell, it will give me a place that I can actually sit up. This right here, I wouldn't have enough room enough to sit up inside the camper shell without hitting my head on the top. So I do like that, the way that it does stair step up. All right, so as far as the tailgate goes, it's still inside. I've got it all disassembled. I need to come back in here and start spraying and sand all these inside areas of this bed black, and then paint the outside edges or the inside edges of my tailgate black, and then probably paint the back side of the tailgate. It's going to have the rhino lining sprayed in it, just like I'm going to put on the top. It's going to be in a can. I'm going to sand this down, spray it. It's going to be perfect. That way I can save myself some money. The next thing is with the bed, we're still going to paint it the same color as Area 51. And I have found someone who will actually sell me some paint, automotive paint, in the cans and the 2K clear coat to spray over the top of it. So I'll be spray painting this bed with rattle can paint, but it'll be automotive paint that's in it. It don't have to be perfect, because once again, it's going to be a camping trailer. So now, as far as this top goes, I do have to get the shocks or the struts that go here, so this will stay open. But on the inside, I need to just clean it. And as far as the inside of the top goes, just pressure wash that, get it all cleaned up. And then as far as inside of the bed, that's going to be plenty of room that I could actually lay in and get a small mattress, or just basically carry all of our camping equipment and our tents. So in case you wanted to know, Brian, where did those tires go that were on that Ford Ranger? Right there. Right there. I had $300 in that Ford Ranger, and these tires were on it, and they were practically brand new. So, I mean, old Rodney looks pretty good with them tires on there like that. Got the white letters out with all these stickers on the side. I need to get some stickers right there. I don't know what I'm going to put up there. You got a business, you want to advertise on the truck, send me some decals to put right there. I'll stick them on there. As long as they're automotive related. You know, I don't need no Bud Light stickers on my freaking truck. Tell you that. So yeah, it looks a lot better with these tires on it than the ones that were on it. And if you ever seen this truck before and it had those tires on the back, that's what I'm going to put on these rims, with the tires that were on the back of this truck. All right, so what I'm going to do is I got one tire up here. I'm going to get my drill and my wire wheel. I'm just going to start cleaning it up as best I can. And then when it's all done, we'll kind of spray it off, let it dry. But what I'm going to do now, just put you on time lapse. So watch this. Alrighty, so I've got my 2 rims painted, and what I've used here is this Krylon Fusion all-in-one paint and primer. It says metallic finish. It says a Metallica finish, if you like that. Now, basically, like I said, this is just temporary, but this is kind of it's a little bit darker gray than I wanted it to be, but I was trying to go with like a gunmetal gray, but this has got a little flake in it, so I was like, well, that'll look all right. I mean, it's just temporarily. I don't want to ride around with rusty rims. So then what I did is the rims that we have on the Bronco, which I'm not going to show them to you yet, they're kind of a gray like this, and then they have the black center caps, and then they have a black bead lock around them. So what I was thinking is temporarily while I'm doing this, I thought I would paint the center caps right here. I'm going to try to pick this up without making a mess of it. This right here, and that basically goes in there like that. Painting that black, but I didn't want to just paint it because I don't want to ruin them. They are chrome and they are in good condition, so technically I could finish painting these rims like this, make them all match, leave these chrome, sell them to somebody for $150, you know, for their Ford Ranger. But what I did was I got this Plasti Dip. I've never used this stuff before, so from what I understand, it kind of comes off pretty easy and we don't ruin the cap. So if I ever want to get rid of this, I just take it off, and then now we still have our chrome center caps. Alrighty, so let's go over some things I'm going to do real quick. I'm going to try to take these lines off, maybe get these brake cables off, these emergency brake cables, get these drums off, and probably what I'll do is while I have them off, I'm just going to probably shoot them with some black paint, or maybe even some of that paint I just put on the wheels. Just something to put some color on them. And then, like I said, I'll paint this all later, but we're going to go ahead and try to get rid of these drums. Alrighty, so I got all these drums off, got all my brake lines off, emergency brake cables off. I am leaving this little, I think this is like some sort of speed sensor or something. I am going to leave that where it's at because that'll kind of keep that hole plugged up. I think what I'll do is just unplug it, but I'm going to leave that sensor in there so it doesn't start getting any water into this rear end. I'm hoping this right here will be good. Just clean it up and paint it, and maybe it won't leak anymore after I change the fluid in the rear end. You did see that these brake drums, they were parts of the liner were seized to the drum, so they were just giving me fits, and that's why they needed to come off, so that way we don't have to worry about that problem ever again. They'll just be free rolling, because I'm free rolling. All right, so I'm gonna get all my stuff cleaned up and wrap this video up. Alright, so that's going to be about the end of this video. As you can tell, I'm hot and sweaty and I'm ready to be done. And I still have to clean up my mess out there. Now, what I got going on here is my brake drums that I pulled off the trailer. I brought them in here, kind of knocked the dust off of them. I didn't really do too much cleaning on them. But I did go ahead and spray them down with this Rust-Oleum rust reformer. And it says it instantly converts rust to a protected paintable surface. So once I painted them with that, I sprayed this paint on them, which is another Rust-Oleum high gloss majestic red paint. Now the reason why they're red isn't because I'm cool and I'm trying to be like all the cool kids with their calipers on their brakes painted red. It's because this is the only color that I had on my shelf over there. So that's what color they got painted, was this red color. Now, if I don't like it later on in the future, I can just pop the rims off, paint them black, paint them any other color. It doesn't really matter. I just wanted to get some kind of paint on them, so that way they don't keep rusting, which they probably will. So anyway, now that that's done, I can throw them back on my trailer next week. As my rims continue to dry, I will get my new, the tires, my 32-inch tires, mounted onto these rims, and I can get them on the trailer. Once I get them on that trailer, I can wheel it over here, get it cleaned up really well, And then I'm just going to go back with this rust reformer paint, Rust-Oleum. I'm going to spray it, all the frame and the whole axle down with this. Once that's done, I'm going to go back with a Rust-Oleum high gloss black paint and then spray the axle and the frame down, all the leaf springs, get all that stuff painted back in black. So that way I will be able to roll it up onto a trailer, and then we're going to carry it to Murray, Kentucky, to our good friend Cleveland Ford up there. And then we're going to start working on the tongue of the trailer. It's going to have a few specialties to it because I want to be able to adjust the length of the trailer. Also, I want to be able to mount 2 toolboxes to the front of it, and one of them is that one over there. So I want to be able to put the 2 toolboxes on it, get that done. When I bring the trailer back, we'll get our bed painted, get the cap done, get the rhino linings on it, and then we'll pretty much be done with the way the trailer looks. I'll have to wire up the tail lights and put in some new tail lights into the trailer, but that won't be much. But that's about all we have, and it'll be complete. And then we'll be able to add on our add-ons, you know, roof rack, power, water, all these other things that we're going to do to the camper. So that's going to be about it, I think, today. Hope you stay tuned for the next video on this, and maybe, like I said, I'll have some more videos coming out. So, like my friend Horace says, there ain't nothing to it but to do it.